There are moments that surprise and delight the mind and the senses. Introducing Sound Art, the world's first truly customizable, concealed, flat panel art speaker system. A revolutionary combination of incredible sound delivered from your most meaningful pictures. When art and technology intersect, there is a seamless blend of creativity and function.
Come alive in the streetlight, pulling at the stars in the moonlight. Every time I feel you close.
With Sound Art, anyone can print their own artwork or pick from numerous licensed artwork that we have. The possibilities are limitless. Enjoy beautiful and amazing sound throughout your home. The entire surface of your artwork generates incredibly robust sound. Sound Art is elegantly hidden behind a high-grade, textured canvas wrap, bringing together the best of sound and art. This innovative design allows for a truly invisible, high-fidelity sound experience without bulky speakers. For licensors and other businesses, we are capable of producing thousands of units per day.
We're using the highest quality materials to give you the best product available in the market. Everywhere you look, there's always art. What I like so much about Sound Art, that you could just pair it and play.
Ansia, your art never sounded so good.
Well, after a one-week break, we are back for the remainder of the OMSRL XFinity Series season, sponsored by Tucson Sound Art. Today, we swing down to Alabama for the biggest, baddest track on the calendar. It's the Talladega Superspeedway. Hello, one and all, and welcome to the show. My name is Nolan Bramble. I'll be bringing you all of the coverage from start to finish of tonight's 150-mile, 56-lap race. It is bound to be one entertaining race. We'll go over the playoff contenders. First, Matt Rucci with Michael Kenner, Spencer Ray, Colby Wells, and Hunter Thoreau have all won races. From there, you've got Logan Hamilton, Grant Peterson, Barrett Morton, Kyle Munson, Robert Peterson, Sean Kaiser, and Nate Brody rounding off the playoff 12. It's going to be a heads-up shootout for the next 4 races, and then we'll reset the final 4 for a winner-takes-all in the season finale at Homestead Miami Speedway. It's bound to be one entertaining race, but we're going to get set to kick it all off here at Talladega as we continue to work our way through what has been an absolutely incredible season so far. A lot of the drivers here are looking to be able to put themselves up towards the top of the boards. Qualifying position can be key when it comes to super speedway racing. If you get yourself at the back, it can be hard to work your way up to the front. You also don't want to start right at the front. It's very easy for you to be caught in those middle lane sucker holes and be pulled way back into the field. Connor LaFrance currently sits with the number 1 qualifying spot from the 2.6-mile super speedway. With Purcell and Ames, Gassion also logging in times. You did see, though, Gassion a second off. That's because he was running the outside lane for his first lap. That's just to try to gather up speed. It's a very common tactic used. Now we're going to be seeing him run that bottom lane as he makes an effort to try and work himself up further and further into this field. Tyler Grennett going to cross the line, put himself 4th fastest on the boards as Brannigan puts himself up a couple as well, one by one. Drivers working their way across the line. Lucas Strayer slow on the bottom. He's not going to be able to get himself a run in. Here comes Hunter Thrower, though. He wants to see what he can do to put that Lowe's 83 car on pole. Meanwhile, you've also got the likes of Stefan Purcell coming around to the start-finish line now, trying to see if he can improve from 3rd place. Over 10th behind LaFrance on his timing here. Not able to improve. So Stefan Purcell will have to settle for 4th as Gassion will promote himself up to 3rd. It's a very tight field so far up in that top 7. all separated by less than a quarter of a second. Jacob Noyes sits way at the back of this field, but obviously he ran that outside lane. He's trying to improve here. Crosses the line. Moves up to third. So we got a lot of drivers rapidly promoting their way to the front of this field. Lucas Strayer going slowly still, and I'm assuming he's going to want to take the strategy of starting way at the back, but he wants to at least get himself on the qualifying board. Schumacher's going to go to third. Here comes Robert Peterson to complete his first lap, running that outside lane. He might just have enough time to get himself around one last time before the checker flag on this session falls. He's going to sit 13th for now, a second back. Brannigan's going to go to second. Ray is in third. Thrower running slowly, sitting all the way down in 7th place. Michael Kenner just went second, fastest on the boards as well. Just 1/100th of a second behind current provisional pole sitter Connor LaFrance as Strayer still taking his sweet time in the Rooftop Bar Tools number 41. Leaving Robert Peterson as the last driver on the racetrack. 13 seconds on the clock. This is going to be a close call at the start-finish line. 8 seconds left. Rounding through the tri-oval. 5 seconds on the clock. Is he going to get back to the line in time? I think just barely making it at the buzzer, and he'll make his way up to 8th. So that's all we got so far for your starting grid. Qualifying is going to be fully complete from the Talladega Superspeedway. So we're going to take a quick rundown here of what your starting grid will look like for tonight's 56-lap race. Connor LaFrance is on pole with Michael Kenner down in second place with Kenner Baker Racing. Mark Brannigan Jr. sits in third with Spencer Ray in fourth. Alexander Schumacher is fifth with Jacob Noyes in sixth. Austin Gassione is seventh. Robert Peterson's eighth. Got Hunter Thrower in ninth with Tyler Grenett rounding out the top 10. From there you've got Stephen Purcell and Justin Wilson in 11th and 12th on row number 6. Row 7 holds Nathaniel Ames and Lucas Strayer. Colby Wells and Matt Rucci will bring up row number 8 with Nate Broden and Logan Hamilton. Row 9, Grant Peterson and Cobb Munson round out the top 20. Then you got Sean Kaiser, Matt LaValle, and Tommy Gossett to round out the rear of this field. 15th on back, not setting qualifying times here today. While we're waiting for some of these drivers to grid on, I want to kind of give a little bit of insight here as to how this race came about to be called the Money Ramp 150. And believe it or not, it's not a company as I once thought it was. It actually comes from an ARCA Menards driver that is sponsoring this race, Braden Laster, and from an experience that he had at the ARCA Menards race earlier this year at the Talladega Superspeedway. It was the wreck that happened with 28 laps to go where Richard Garvey launched up and over one of the cars onto his side and nearly rolled over right by pit road into the tri-oval. Laster was the car that Garvey ramped over, and he called himself a money ramp after that, and hence he has dubbed this race the Money Ramp 150, as well. It's an interesting little tidbit. You don't often see that side of races getting named, but hey, we get ourselves a fun little story out of it, and we get to reminisce about some of those good old times. But that was a race that happened, and we'll hopefully be getting a race that will happen here tonight as well. We're still waiting on some last-minute drivers to get themselves gridded on up here, in particular Jacob Noyes and Sean Kaiser. Kaiser still having not gridded up way at the back of the field, along with Noyes, who we are waiting for in 6th place. But if they're not careful, they actually might find themselves running out of time on this one. So we'll take a rundown of actually a couple of the guys that might be maybe a little bit more, shall we say, antsy over how this race could potentially go, seeing if we can pick out any potential candidates here. Seems like a lot of the guys down there might be a bit busy as well, so we might just allow them some extra time there to get themselves a bit sorted out. It is a long gridding period, though, that we are waiting for some of these guys, though, to get themselves sorted on up as we continue to await our starting grid to roll off here at the Talladega Superspeedway. You know what, why not, while we're giving ourselves a little bit of a minute here, we'll look down to the likes of Lucas Strayer, the number 41 car, a newcomer somewhat to TI Racing as a whole, and one driver that we haven't seen so far a lot throughout this season. Luke, this is Nolan up here in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do. What's up?
I just wanted to give you a little bit of a pre-race discussion here. I haven't seen your name pop up all too often so far this season, but hey, Talladega's a good place as ever to try to make a name for yourself.
Yeah, TI brought me on. I got the Asheville Rooftop Bar Tour, rocking on this amazing Camaro, and yeah, I'm ready to go win it. First race, first win, let's do it.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about how it's been so far for you? Obviously, you mentioned you're a bit new to the TI Racing crew. Teamwork can't be everything. Do you reckon you'll be able to work hard with your new teammates there to try to get yourself up with a solid finishing position today?
Yeah, ironically, there was a Superspeedway league I did 2 years ago with Colby, so I kind of know how he races and how he does stuff like this, so I kind of know what to expect from him and what to do, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see what I can do. I'm going to hide out for a little bit, but let's see what I can do. Hopefully you'll see me at the end, but you won't see me for a while.
You've obviously got that stage break coming on up at lap number 20. Do you got any particular plans to get yourself up for a solid stage end, or is it just going to be about survival for these first 50 laps or so?
I may have to check to see what you get for points. I know my teammate Nate Brody is in the playoffs, so maybe I will try to give him the last shove to get up there and then just back out really fast, because I'm not points racing. I don't need to worry about the points. I'm just here to make sure we get a good finish at the end or go for the win. So definitely going to be making sure my teammate gets maximum points he needs tonight.
Well, we like to see a good team player from time to time here in the series, so glad to see that you'll be working with your teammates here all night long. Before I let you go, anybody you'd like to shout out for that TI Racing 41?
I just want to thank Chris Lewis and Chris Scala for giving me the opportunity to race this. Asheville Bar Tour is on the car. Let's go TI. Let's go win this thing.
Thank you for joining us here tonight then, Luke. Good luck in tonight's race.
Thank you.
Lucas Strayer making one of his first starts in the OMSRL XFinity series here tonight, as he will be making his first start with the TI Racing crew here at the Talladega Superspeedway for the Asheville Rooftop Bar Tools number 41 car. Believe we've got the last driver in Jacob Noyes all gridded on up, so we should be able to roll off here fairly quickly. At least that's the hope, so we can get this show very much on the road. I know that it's one thing that a lot of these guys are going to be eagerly waiting for, as there it is. You can see us about to roll off here for the first laps here tonight. Apologies on that one. Working out a few minor technical difficulties over on my end, but we are very much rolling off here and ready to go racing from the Talladega Superspeedway. It's bound to be a very entertaining race tonight as we get set to kick off the chase-off for the OMSRL XFinity Series here, sponsored tonight by Tucson Sound Art and the Money Ramp 150. Once again, it's LaFrance, Kenner, Brannigan, Ray, Schumacher, Noyes, Gassion, Peterson, Thrower, Grenett, rounding out the top 10 so far for your starting positions. With a couple of drivers wanting to make themselves some Good impressions here to potential new teammates and new rivals as well here tonight. Talladega is one of those tracks, anything can happen. The big one, never too far away. It's such a different style of race compared to everything else that we are so used to seeing. But boy, does it ever put on a good show. Never had a dull race at this behemoth of a super speedway. Pace car is down and in, but we are not going green just yet. Have to wait the long trip around the tri-oval. As it'll be in the hands of the Iverson starter. LaFrance enters the Geico restart zone. And we're green from Talladega. The 11 of Conor LaFrance leads the first lap to green. Schumacher being pushed by Michael Kenner, though, up on the top shelf as they thunder down into turn number 1. Behind them, Jacob Noy is going to go 3 wide as he starts to slip back. Nobody wanted to work, but the 2 girls in the Leaf 34 car at the moment. And behind them, you just saw, I believe that was LaValle get a bit hung on the dry. Kaiser scrambling to the inside line as drivers left, right, and center try to work their way through this field. Spencer Ray going to get caught in the ever-feared sucker hole. Trying to make a run of the middle, couldn't go anywhere. He'll tuck in line behind Nathaniel Ames as we thunder down the front straightaway for now the second time today. Already Peterson and Rucci trying to open up that third lane, working bumper to bumper around the outside of Kenner. Schumacher with the 80 as well. Right in the mix there of Tommy Gossett, another rookie to the series, making his debut start tonight, trying to find his way through this field as well. He's having a good run so far in the top 10. That could change in a hurry, though, at the Superspeedway that is Talladega. Lap time sitting at just around 50 seconds apiece, 50 to 52 depending on where you're sitting throughout this field. So far, though, so good. Everybody's staying in these very 2 coordinated lines that we're used to seeing. You've got that low line, and you got that second line running right in the middle. This is what we're so used to seeing. Goss is going to go to the outside line, trying to make a run happen. Peterson's going to go with him. Kenner and Schumacher being ditched on the low side. And it looks like Schumacher thinking about moving up to that third lane as well to abandon Kenner. Not going to have room, though. We're 3 wide down to the turn number 1. It's really early for desperate moves like this, but the Splash and Go Graphic Supra is on the move. Side by side for the race lead as the 80 car getting pushed from the top shelf, but a big shot from Brannigan to the back of LaFrance gives them some extra pace down to the bottom side. You can already see some drivers starting to trickle off towards the rear of this field as they work their way down out of corner numbers 3 and 4. On board with Tyler Grennan as he runs the bottom lane, trying to find his way through all the thick traffic up the road. Big checkup on that inside lane. That's going to give the advantage to the upper side, but they get disconjointed as the 80 and the 88 both try to make a charge up to that top lane at once. Unlike Daytona, where we saw so much of this early in the season as well, there's a lot more room to work with, at least another lane and a half, which makes 3 wide so much more commonplace at Talladega. But it's amazing how even adding just 0.16 of a mile onto a racetrack and making it just 1 lane wider gives you the impression of being so much more massive than the world center of racing. Peterson's going to drop down to the low side. He has had enough. He wants no part of this. He's going to fade all the way down to the tail end of this large pack as we cruise off into turn number 3 for the 6th time today. 3 wide, 2 rows deep, make it 3 rows deep for the race lead at Talladega. Bottom side is LaFrance, your pole sitter. Middle lane, you've got Schumacher. Top side, you've got the 80 of Tommy Gossett. You know this isn't going to last too long, though, so it's good that these guys have those good old quick repairs in their back pockets here, as these guys showing no signs of backing out of 3 wide just yet. A bit of a close shave there on that top shelf as we continue to stumble our way through the laps as the 7 car is going to glance off that apron. Got to be careful with that. Same with Grenett. Grenett following Gassione onto the apron. That's going to let Michael Kenner jump down to the low side as it opens up a hole. And that's going to destroy the momentum that middle lane had. The 68 is going to abandon it as well, leaving Matt LaValle in the 61 car all alone. So the Canadian going to be hung out to dry, while Justin Wilson's going to work with Rucci and Gossett up top. Gossett's going to abandon Rucci, though, and jump down to give LaValle a helping hand. A few of the drivers deeper in the field have started to fall back and form their own little grouping here, as you can see on your screens now. You got Colby Wells in the mix of this, along with Steph Purcell, Grant Peterson, and others. Spencer Ray is in the fray. Well, up front, this is where all the organization is, sort of. It's almost like a little dance you have to try to play around this speedway to try to make up any kind of ground. You can't just go all lone wolf. It's not going to happen. You need to have those guys that are willing to work with you. And we're finally going to abandon 3 wide and go back down to 2. LaFrance has continued to hold on to the race lead for the drop of the green flag. He has not moved up from that inside lane, and Brannigan has not made any move to overtake him. So the Poppy Bank Chevrolet wants to stay out in front for as long as he possibly can here. Problem is, he's going to have to start worrying about fuel in a little bit here, because he's the one burning the most. Everybody else able to just tuck it in line. By the way, you want to know some interesting stats on Nate Brody, who's been working his way up through this field. Everybody else's top speed so far has been 196, 193, 98 miles an hour. 215 for Nate Brody. That was gone when he was catching up to this lead train from that second grouping, not having to worry about checking up for some of these lap traffic. You can see Brody trying to link up here with Colby Wells up on that outside line, trying to see if they can maybe establish a run and get something going up there. It's all these little bits of wiggling around them that I constantly see that just makes me so nervous watching racing like this. As you can see, Gossett getting left out to dry there in that middle lane. So Rich is going to give him a helping hand. The 7 of Gassione starting to flash around a little bit. That's not what you want to have happening on a plate track like this. All 23 cars still sticking with this lead group here. We're halfway now through stage number 1 as we continue to work our way closer to that lap 20 mark. Check in with some of these guys a bit deeper in this field. You can now see that separation really starting to show as throwers just trying to, at this point, hang on to the back end of some of these guys. Purcell's in a similar boat. Got Spencer Ray back there as well with Grant Peterson, and there you have that Asheville Rooftop Bar Tools 41 trying to catch up as well. Strayer, though, has not really gone anywhere. Jacob Noyes has lost the most spots out of anybody so far in this race. He's down 15 from where he started today. The driver that's getting the most, though, give that up for Tommy Gossett, who's made his way back up to 22nd place and is now to the race lead up in front of Matt Rucci, who managed to get his way by Connor LaFrance. Wells really pushing the back end of that number 80 car. Wanted to find some way to get through. No dice so far, looks like, for that number 80 car. That inside lane just too coordinated when it comes to cornering. LaFrance is trying to really shove the back end of Matt Rucci, trying to get themselves clear. Brannigan in a similar boat, trying to break free of the number 80 car. But here comes Gossett. Big head of steam off of turn number 4. He's going to catch up to LaFrance and going to be able to pull alongside with Rucci by the time they enter turn 1, but will not be able to go for that overtake until they get at least off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Fast lap just set this last time by Matt LaValle, setting the 50.15. So far faster than anybody else so far today. The next closest time, 50.18 for fastest laps. Peterson's going up high, and Kenner wanted to go with him, but now Kenner's got no help. He'll tuck in line with LaValle right behind him. Not wanting to give up that outside lane. He wants to try to find a way to work that outside line, but Kenner's issue is he's got nobody else to work with him, and well, there he's got somebody, the 19 car. Tyler Grenham making a late decision to go up to try to help out the 98 car down the back straightaway. Kenner's first win in the OMSRL XFinity Series came at Daytona International Speedway for the season opener on fuel mileage. He ran out of fuel on the last lap on a bull pit call, just barely making it to the stripe in time. Hoping that he maybe doesn't have to go through so much stress to pick up a win today, but he's not going to be able to do anything just sitting around back here. The 68 car also moving to help him out. That's Alexander Schumacher, but he's not able to so far make anything happen. Rucci, though, to the outside of Gossett as the tables have been flipped around up here in the front. Rucci's going to go back to the point. He's going to get clear in 1 and 2. But looks like Badger's willing to cooperate with TI here. Rucci gives Wells and Brody a helping hand, but here comes Peterson. Working the outside line. We're in the end game of that stage now, coming to 3 to go this time by. I'm telling you, and I'm calling in right now, this is not going to last. They're going to wreck coming to the end of this stage. You know what's going to happen. It happens every time we race at a Superspeedway like this in any league. 3 to go. Whoa, close call there for Logan Hamilton as he got up and close and personal with Spencer Ray's driver's side door. These guys are weaving left, right, front, and center, trying to find a way through, but look at Peterson and how much of a run he's got on that top shelf. That outside lane is moving right now as Kenner, Grenett, and Schumacher all working in tandem here to try to break past these groupings on the inside lines. The inside lane is completely discombobulated. Gossett, LaFrance, and Brannigan cannot get hooked up, and T.I. can only do so much. We got the run for the bank off of these corners. Pierce is going to pull alongside for the race lead with 2 laps to go, and he's going to go to the point. Rucci says maybe not so fast. He's going to snake to the inside. Brody's bailed out, though. He's not playing teammate anymore. He's going to go to the middle line, trying to find a way through. Gossett jumps up to the center line. Kenner's all over the shot, trying to find some way in. They're wrecking behind. Hamilton going around. The caution flag flies. The field scrambles. They're all going to find a way around him. Justin Wilson looks like he got wrecked as well. As a major crash on the back straightaway puts us under the yellow flag for the first time tonight, and this will also be the ending of stage number 1. So providing nobody takes this one away from Rucci, I do believe he's going to be your stage 1 winner. Going to go over my own notes to confirm that, though. Wanted to see just this time around, because if I'm remembering correctly, he's still not safe as the stage 1 winner. I think if somebody stays out here and he comes down to pit here, he could find himself actually being knocked out as the stage 1 winner, but we'll have to wait and get some extra confirmation on that one, which is why we're not going to break just yet on this one. We'll get you all your replays of that past incident in just a moment. But for now, we're going to wait and see what's going to happen here on this pit stop. Into pit road, nobody staying out so far except for Robert Peterson. So does that then make Peterson the stage 1 winner? I think it might. Well, again, try to get all of our confirmation on that as soon as we can, and we'll be back with you on an official word on that one after the break. But you see Spencer Ray just driving right through. He did not enter his pit box. He's going to have to come back down a second time. First round of pit stops, though, underway as we're under our first caution of the night, which will also wrap up stage number 1. We'll be back in just a moment.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home by combining the best of 2 products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. SoundArt ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped, custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Welcome back to Talladega Super Speedway, where confirmation has just come in. It is Robert Peterson as the Stage 1 winner from the Talladega Super Speedway. Going to take a quick look on what happened to bring out this first yellow flag of the night, and we'll go on from there. There was contact between, looked like Noise and Ray, that sent Justin Wilson into the inside wall, and Logan Hamilton was sent spinning around. Now somehow everyone manages to get around him on that back straightaway. I want to get the confirmation here that this was Jacob Noise that rear-ended Spencer Ray, though. It was. Ray checked up, and well, that's all she wrote from there. Now gonna get a look with Spencer Ray here to try and see what happened. He just checked up, didn't realize there was stuff happening in front of him, and that just sent cars left, right, and center. Man, that is unfortunate for Justin Wilson, who had absolutely nowhere to go in that mess. And Logan Hamilton, a very lucky driver that nobody ended up getting into him as well, even though it looked like, I think that was the number 8 car of there, nearly slammed straight into him. On board with Kyle Munson for the last replay of this incident here. All of this smoke, you don't know where to go. You're just going to try to go up high and just get around it. Usually we would chat with our Stage 1 winner, but we did not have the time to under this stage caution due to the nature of how that one came out. We'll try to see if we can get a link up with Robert Peterson potentially later on in this race if there's anything that, you know, further comes of any incidents so far tonight. But I think at the moment Peterson just happened to take home a Stage 1 win for Badger Racing, even though it was in the unfortunate circumstances that it came about in. Strayer now holds the fastest lap, by the way, in the midst of all of that. He is the only driver to have set a lap time in this race, sub 50 seconds, sitting at a 49.80. Pace cars in a pit road. A lot of drivers here single file. That is, of course, because a lot of the guys came down for a secondary pit stop just to get themselves topped up on a little bit of fuel. So only 3 cars side by side. Those drivers being Noise, who did not pit, Peterson, who also did not pit, followed by Brody and Peterson. Pace cars in. We're back to green. Justin Wilson, you can see slow on that bottom lane, not able to get going. That's stacking up that inside line. Ames has got to get up, and he's got to get up in a hurry. Wilson's got no speed underneath the 48 car. I think Ames is going to try to give him a helping hand here. They are teammates in the long stretch of things. But at the end of the day, he's forced to abandon Justin Wilson and slide all the way back to the tail end of the field. Peterson going up high along with Noise to pick up Rucci. Peterson, though, make that Grant Peterson, working that inside lane, trying to link up with Kyle Munson. Oh, a bit of a move there. Munson trying to cut off Strayer in the 41 car, but was not able to make any kind of speed or make a move happen there. He's going to jump down back in line. behind Grant Peterson. Oh, LaValle, though, connects with the outside wall off of 2. Wide, all the rows deep, as we thunder through 3 and 4. And make that now 3 wide for the lead with Peterson, Munson, and LaFrance all wanting the piece of this for a brief moment at least. Now it's just Peterson out there once again with that race lead. Close shave there between Connor LaFrance, and I believe that was Mark Brannigan Jr. Getting a bit close and personal there with each other as we exited turn 2 and hurled our way down the back straightaway. For the first time all night long, Lucas Strayer is linked up with his teammates, although he's on a different line than them, still running alongside, trying to make a run for the race lead. Oh, get a bit close there with your own teammate, though. That would be quite the way to start things off. Nate Brody looked like trying to side draft to no effect. Strayer and Peterson racing for it. Brannigan hops out of line and jumps to the top shelf, cutting off Connor LaFrance. That's going to stack him up into Tyler Grennan and Austin Gassion. Still a stalemate at the moment as to who's going to come out in this fierce fight for the race lead. Now that you enter Mark Brannigan Jr. to the fray with 3 wide up on top. Strayer, though, really trying to hem in Peterson in the inside lane. You can see that will allow Brannigan to get clear on the outside line. Does he need to jump down low into Peterson? Oh, there we go! Wrecking in 1 and 2. Grant Peterson going around, but they're going to hang on, and somehow we don't have ourselves a wreck. How in the world do you save that? Justin Wilson, by the way, has retired his car to pit road, but we just had an extremely close shave. Gonna try to get a look on what the heck just happened here. We'll have to back this up a bit. We'll get one little bit further back, and we'll watch this one coming on down into turn number 3. LaFrance started going down. He's given a bad bump there by Grennan. That sends the 41 down to the Grant Peterson. And all of that somehow results in a giant save as Hamilton has to scramble up high to avoid running over Kyle Munson. But that's some beautiful pieces of driving there by the guys in this field to hang on and not have that be a wreck. Well, that has kind of disjointed this whole field here as we're now single file for a good chunk of the guys here. Unfortunately for Stefan Purcell, he has lost touch to the leading pack and is no help. Justin Wilson back out on track, but he is without any help. Tommy Gossett is in pit road. Holy cow, though. What a save throughout the entire field on that one to escape that without that being an astronomical accident. Over halfway through this race, LaFrance leads from Brannigan, from Greenwich, Schumacher, Gassion, Peterson, and Brody round out the guys in the leading pack. So as we continue to work our way through the Money Ran 150, why don't we ride on board some of these drivers and we'll see what it looks like around the Talladega season. Fields cashing out the lap. Traffic as Alexander Schumacher works the top shelf trying to clear. Conor LaFrance out of turns 3 and 4. Peterson and Noyes came down the pit road about a lap and a half ago, and they're now about to go one lap down. They were called off cycle on the restart, so an early pit stop for them was expected. Hamilton getting hung out to dry in the Dirty South Racing Machine. Oh, it's a big scramble up here. Schumacher leaves the door open. That's a big mistake from Schumacher as he's going to get hung out to dry. He made his intentions clear as soon as he ditched Logan Hamilton, but then he got out of shape and had to push up to the top side, now falling way back to the edge of the top 10. We've got this pack way back here that has lost touch with the main grouping. It includes Hunter Grower, Spencer Ray, Grant Peterson, Lucas Strayer, Colby Wells. 5 cars in a line just trying to survive to the next pit stop window. has been a solid race so far throughout this field. Nobody's really made any sort of unnecessary moves, as Grenett has some problems of his own there. But Hamilton now looking to the top shelf, 3 wide. He's going lone wolf for the lead. Connor LaFrance trying to fend off 3 lanes at once. He just can't do it, though. Trying to block Rucci down to the bottom. That's risky. You saw Schumacher help out Hamilton at first, but they jumped down the low side to link up with Peterson. Noyes, though, wants to party with the number 12. That's one of the reasons why I love Superspeedway racing. There's a constant coming and going of drivers. It's not so much stuck in a processional line. It might look that way, but that scoreboard on the left, it is insane how many positions people swapped around. Matt Rucci's up 13. Grenett's up 6. Hamilton's up 11. Kenner's down 7 from where he started this race. It's a constant revolving door of drivers making these little fakes, these little looks, and it allows for the racing to remain as close as it can be on any racetrack, quite possibly on the planet, if I dare say so. I don't know any other racetrack in the world that promotes racing as both aggressive, but at the same time as fluid as what Talladega does. Robert Peterson's working the outside lane with Mark Brannigan Jr. down on the bottom. Drivers pushing them, Schumacher and LaFrance. Behind them, you've got Rucci and Hamilton. And behind them, Noyes and Grenett. Pit stop window has to be starting to loom for a few of the drivers in this field. They're going to have to make one stop before the end of this race. Or will they? That's what we thought the last Superspeedway race at Daytona. And boy, did Michael Kenner and co. prove us all wrong. LaFrance up top. He's going to help out Brannigan as he and Schumacher switch places. And throughout all of this, Brannigan is going to get pushed to the lead. Will he jump down, though, to cover off Peterson? No, he's going to stay up top, help out the Pop Bank Chevrolet. Brannigan has successfully cleared for the race lead. You can see now nose to tail with Connor LaFrance. LaFrance going to give him one more little bump here coming on down to turn number 1. And I hear just up the horizon here, Justin Wilson, who, as mentioned earlier, came down into pit road, but had to come on out without anybody else around him. Now Wilson's about to go a lap down here. This is going to get tight. He's going to force the field to go around the outside line. Looks like we're all going to get through safe and sound, though. It does kind of break up a couple of the guys that were wanting to work together, though. I can't make them all that pleased. General rule of thumb when it comes to lap cars on super speedways. Now, this isn't an official rule, but it's just a kind of the base philosophy that tends to go with. If you're on the straight, you go onto the apron. If you're in the corners, you get yourself as close to that outside wall as you can possibly get. But staying down there right on the racing line is not typically advised, especially in the corners when it can be so hard to alter your line at a moment's notice. You have to understand, like, it isn't like these guys can just make a quick adjustment as if they were at a road course or at a shorter track. When you're driving at 180, 190 plus miles an hour, you're going to find yourselves easily losing control at those speeds, especially since all throughout practice I was hearing drivers mentioning that this car felt a lot twitchier after the new iRacing build that iRacing put out just earlier this week. I guess it would be last week by the time this gets restreamed. Under 20 laps to go. And Peterson still hangs on in front of Brannigan. Trying to pull around the outside line. Can he get it done is a big question. My sources say probably not. It's difficult to make a move this late in, as you got Stefan Purcell up in the fray of this. He's about to be lapped in just a moment. And Purcell's going to go way to the inside and locking it down, and it looks like he's going to call it quits. So Purcell not happy, evidently, with his run, not wanting to have any part in the remainder of this race. Big shame there that it kind of fell apart for Purcell, but there will be other races in the future. Purcell, of course, not among your playoff 12, as he finished 16th in the points at the end of the regular series 2 weeks ago without any race wins to his name. The driver that's won the most so far has unsurprisingly been multi-time championship defender Matt Rucci with 4 on the season. That's almost a third of the races so far this season. Hendricks got 2. Ray, Wells, and Thrower each have 1. Jack Bulch also has a race win for TI Race, but he finished 21st at the points and did not make the mandatory number of stars to be able to work his way into playoff contention. Checking real quick on the grouping back here. So far, it is still unchanged in its running order. Thrower still remains in front of Ray, remains in front of Grant, the 41 and the 45. As down the back straightaway thunders the rest of the field. Hamilton with the charge, though, as Peterson clear Brannigan. Here comes the Dirty South Racing driver, up 17 spots, the most out of anybody. He's going to be pushed by Matt Rucci to lead lap 45. But he will not hang on for long, as here comes Peterson and more back on the inside line into turns 1 and 2. Ten laps to go in the Money Ramp 150 from the Talladega Superspeedway. It is so far anybody's game as Hamilton continues to work that outside lane, trying to get around Robert Peterson. But fuel is still an ever-present looming question. Kenner proved that you can make it 150 miles without pitting, but you're gonna run out on the last lap. So how will the field play this? Will they be safe in pit, or will they opt to try and make it work by swapping in and out constantly, determining who's saving fuel and who isn't? That's why I can guarantee you that's why we're not seeing any 3-wide action anymore. Look at all those guys way in the background there. All of these guys here single file. They're all saving fuel right now, waiting for that last big push. And even further back, you've got guys like Hunter Thrower that have continued to slow. They're now lapping 52-second lap times compared to the rest of the field is lapping 51s. They're over a second a lap slower. That might just be, though, down to field size, having about a third of the amount of cars that this league group here does. Here comes Justin Wilson once again. How will Wilson play this? Is he going to go onto the apron, or is he going to force them to go up and around him? He's going to force them to go around him. Eight laps to go. Logan Hamilton continues to work the outside of Robert Peterson in the AMD Radeon 97 Mustang. Hamilton running the unique purple and black Red Bull scheme. The even bigger question I think is happening right now, though, is even if we get to the white flag, which, let's be honest, that's going to be a pretty big if at some points on Superspeedway races, how many people are actually going to see the checker flag from there? My bet's not too many. Last lap wrecks in a big pack like this are so commonplace at Talladega in these types of series. They are expected. We have not had the big one yet. It's a very common saying, though, that it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. We haven't had it yet, but that last lap, you can always count on that for some last lap fireworks, assuming everybody here makes it to that last lap on fuel. There'll be 6 to go this time by. Oh, faded to the inside. Nathaniel Ames hitting pit road. So is Kyle Munson. All right, fuel has just entered the game as really deep goes Kaiser into the infield grass. Kaiser misses it by a country mile, and he's going to shoot through to the infield. Watch this. Oh, he actually made contact with Kyle Munson. I see, okay. Both Ames and Munson have just left pit road. Here comes Ritchie and everybody else. Or at least Schumacher. Oh, they're wrecking Hamilton! Look out! Hamilton sliding into pit road. Did he actually make that? You're kidding me. No way! Hamilton just made that work. I refuse to believe that he just got away with that. Hang on. We're backing this up. He got hit from behind, slammed the brakes, and made it into pit road. What kind of sorcery is this? Play that back for me one more time, John. Let's get a look. Trying to get ourselves backed up a little bit more here just so we can try to figure out what the heck just happened. Who hit Hamilton? It was Granite running over the back of Hamilton, locking it down, picking up 2 spots into pit road. That is absolutely insane. Meanwhile, here comes everybody else scrambling into the lane. Hamilton and Ruger are the first ones out, with the others trying to close in. Going to pull up that track map. Left-hand side. Watch that number 8 on your screen. Those are the first cars on the lead lap trying to catch these guys. Here comes Logan Hamilton shooting by these guys that just exited pit road, trying to catch up to Brody, Grenick, Gassion, Kenner, and LaValle, all in front of them with 4 laps to go. They're up to 4th and 5th. Make that 3rd. Closing in on Kenner. Kenner's through, but they've not made out of time in front of LaValle. Oh, maybe they just have. Hamilton's through to the race lead. I swear, if this turns into a W for Hamilton after that madness, I might just quit. I honestly might just quit. That is unheard of what we just saw pulled off there. Never before have I seen somebody go like that. It's going to be a tough gig, though, because it's a bigger pack of cars getting formed up back here with 3 laps to go. This battle for the lead is on. Pack of 5 can easily catch a pack of 2, but they got to get linked up first, and Gassion's going to go to the high side, getting around Kenner and LaValle. Rucci pulling away with Logan Hamilton. They are slowly catching up. Will it be in time, though? Under a second separate. Rucci from Gassion coming to 2 to go. Two laps to go. They've been caught. Matt LaValle is in the wings. He's going to move up and block Kenner as he tries to make a move. LaValle's making a run for the lead. He's too high. Kenner goes to the middle line. And Matt LaValle throws away a potential run for the lead away. Here comes Brody trying to make an effort. Kenner's through to the race lead. Boy, this reminds me of the good old tandem drafting days from 2011 when I first started watching NASCAR as a whole. Kenner's going to clear himself in front of Logan Hamilton as we exit turn number 4, trying to make it around to the start-finish line. If they get there, it's official. Hamilton looks high, trying to get around Michael Kenner. 2.6 miles to go. LaValle to the inside, contact. White flags out. 1 lap to go from Dega. And it is anybody's game. 3 wide, 2 rows deep. Rucci on the bottom, shoving Kenner in front. What can the 88 car do to try to pull out his 5th win of the season? Up high. Here comes Kenner trying to close. Logan Hamilton shoving the 98 car, trying to make it over the middle. Rucci's dumped. Rucci's dumped for the race lead. And Rucci's out of the fight. We'll get back to that in a moment. Kenner trying to fend off LaValle and Hamilton. Off of turn number 4. They still have to make it around. The 61. Does he have what it takes? A bump. Hamilton looks high. LaValle stays with the 98, tries to pull out, not enough. Michael Kenner sweeps the Superspeedways in Season 3. What a ride. What an absolutely unbelievable ride as Matt Rucci finds himself taken out on the last lap. Gonna get a replay. It was Austin Gassion that hooked Rucci down. We'll try to get a better angle. Might have been a late block, in fact, to send Rucci around. Grenick got in with him. And that's in the 88 scrambling, and he body slams the inside wall. On board with the 7. He went for a hole. Rucci tried to shut the door too late, but he somehow hangs on. Great save there from Gassion to get the win. Tyler Grenick saw it all right behind him. Man, you hate to see that this late in the race, but we talked about last lap wrecks. They were practically bound to happen, as Nate Brody got a face full of this as well. but holy cow, what a win. And as Michael Kenner burns it down against the inside wall, we're going to take a rundown of your official post-race results from Talladega. Kenner takes another win with Matt LaValle down to second place. Logan Hamilton finishes it up in third. Nate Brody will take fourth. Dawson Gassion in fifth. Tyler Grennan is sixth. Alexander Schumacher, seventh. Kyle Munson is eighth with Nathaniel Ames in ninth. Matt Rucci rounds out the top 10. From there, you've got Robert Peterson in 11th. Jacob Noyes in 12th. Colby Wells in 13th. Strayer, 14th. Peterson, Kaiser, Ray, LaFrance, Brannigan, Thrower, Wilson, Purcell, and Gossett round out the field. What an absolutely incredible ride from all these drivers here. We're going to get a talk with all of your podium drivers hopefully here in just a moment, and we will kick things off with your third place finisher, Logan Hamilton, joining us from third place on the podium. And Logan, you tried your best on that last lap. It seems like it just wasn't meant to be, though.
Yeah, it was kind of. I didn't even mean to go outside of Michael. I was just trying to give him a push, and next thing I knew, I was outside of him in front of Nate. So it was just kind of a bad situation for me. I wanted to kind of chill behind him until off turn 4, but after I got shuffled out to the middle, I had nothing to do, and then I don't know what happened, but Matt got turned and I barely got clipped. I think I would have had a much better shot because I would have been P2 instead of P3 on that last lap, but I don't usually survive these races, so I will definitely take third.
And speaking of barely surviving these races, I want to talk about that last pit stop because, boy, I did not expect that. I thought you were missing pit road by a mile. I did not expect you to actually make that. Were you planning to pit that lap, or was that just you decided to just roll with it?
Yeah, I was gonna pit. I called out. They said Tyler didn't think I got down all the way, so I'm looking at it right now. Oh yeah, I definitely did not get down all the way, so that was completely my fault. I braked on the track, so my bad. Sorry to Tyler. I don't know how I wasn't speeding, but it worked out, and I actually gained a couple spots because of it.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of looking at. I did not expect you to be able to actually take up spots, much less after being rear-ended like that on the way in. But, hey, you made it work. You come out with a third-place finish. It's a good way to start off these last 5 races. But we look forward to next race. It's over at Dover. It's a whole other monster to tame, literally in that sense. What's it take as we get set to enter the Monster Mile?
I love Dover. It's one of my favorite tracks. I've had mixed results there. I've gotten a couple top 5s in other leagues, but I've also had races where I just kind of get killed at the very beginning, or I kill my tires or something. It's kind of it all depends on circumstance. So no, my bad. It's a tough track, so I just have to make sure I'm prepared and hopefully continue this good run of results.
Before I let you go, then, anybody you'd like to shout out for your DSR number 12?
Shout out Tucson Sandart. Shout out to Kyle Green. He wasn't here tonight. Thanks to Jeffrey Souza for helping me commandeer this paint off of Trading Paints, and thanks to OMSRL for putting on a good show. Thanks to all the guys for making it a fun race. I was surprised it went green basically all the way, other than that one wreck right before the stage. So it was kind of like that LTAC race a couple years ago, and I finished second in that one. So I guess when restrictor plate races go green, I seem to not die, obviously.
Not for lack of trying, it would seem, being collected in 2 different incidents. But congratulations anyway on the third place finish. Best of luck next week in Dover.
Thank you.
That was Logan Hamilton joining us up here from third place on the podium. Unable to get a chat with Matt LaValle, so instead we're going to move up to your race winner, Michael Kenner, joining us up here. Well, Michael, you have swept the Superspeedways. How does it feel picking up your second Superspeedway win of the season?
I did not think I was going to have a chance at that one. I was just taking it easy all race, waiting for the big one, and I thought I thought it got away from me and really the rest of the field when Matt and Logan pulled away out of the pit stop. They were just gone. I can't believe we sucked up as fast as we did. And then I did not think I was in prime position there. I was middle of the pack there. But I somehow got myself in position and they wrecked behind me, and all I had to do was block them there and I got it done.
When it comes down to super speedway races, obviously there's a lot of hidden strategy that goes on in drivers' minds way behind the scenes. You didn't have to worry about the fuel strategy this time around, it would seem. It seemed a lot more clear-cut this time around. But what were some of the other tactical moves you're making throughout the race that helped you to potentially pull off this race win tonight?
Well, the first stage, I was just trying to go and try and get the stage win, but couldn't pull that one out. And then I was just hoping they'd wreck in front of me and I'd have the cleanest car at the end there, but that obviously didn't happen. It's one of the cleaner Dega races I think I've ever been a part of. So it was just trying to make moves and pass, and I got myself in position there right before green flag pit stops. I knew I had to be up front to even have a remote chance, so I started advancing and got myself in a pretty good spot. I didn't think a good enough spot, but apparently it was a perfect spot.
And obviously, with this win, you've got yourself in prime position to take off running for that last race over at Homestead Miami Speedway. But first up, you've also got to survive the next 3 races. Do you be able to carry this momentum over into Dover next week?
Yeah, Dover's a pretty good track. I love Dover. Matt's probably going to be a speed demon there as usual, so he's going to be the guy you have to beat. Spencer's probably also going to be really fast. He's really fast at Rockingham, which isn't really similar, but it's kind of close, I guess. So it's going to be the same 2 guys I've been racing all year. Just got to come out in front of them. The last 3 weeks or so, I've been leading the most laps, getting poles, and coming up short. Hopefully here in the chase-off, I can actually pull through and get the wins.
Before I let you go then here, anybody you'd like to shout out for your Kenner Baker Racing 98?
Shout out to Alexander Schumacher. He was helping me throughout the way here tonight. He unfortunately got involved in the pit entry wreck or whatever happened there. Saw it in my mirror, but he got involved and wasn't able to race it out with us up front, but shout out to him.
And thank you, Michael, for taking the time to join us. Congratulations on yet another win, and best of luck next week at the Monster Mile.
Yeah, thank you.
That was Michael Kenner joining us from Victory Lane, and that's going to about wrap it up then for our show here from the Talladega Superspeedway. So for myself, Nolan Rempel, want to thank everybody at home for taking the time to take time out of your Thursday night to watch this race with us here tonight. It's been an awesome one, as it so often is in the OMSRL XFinity Series. What will the Monster Mile bring, and how will it shake up the championship standings? Well, one way is to find out. That's to tune in. Same time, same place next week. We'll see you all there in Dover.
There are moments that surprise and delight the mind and the senses. Introducing Sound Art, the world's first truly customizable, concealed, flat panel art speaker system. A revolutionary combination of incredible sound delivered from your most meaningful pictures. When art and technology intersect, there is a seamless blend of creativity and function.
Come alive in the streetlight, pulling at the stars in the moonlight. Every time I feel you close.
With Sound Art, anyone can print their own artwork or pick from numerous licensed artwork that we have. The possibilities are limitless. Enjoy beautiful and amazing sound throughout your home. The entire surface of your artwork generates incredibly robust sound. Sound Art is elegantly hidden behind a high-grade, textured canvas wrap, bringing together the best of sound and art. This innovative design allows for a truly invisible, high-fidelity sound experience without bulky speakers. For licensors and other businesses, we are capable of producing thousands of units per day.
We're using the highest quality materials to give you the best product available in the market. Everywhere you look, there's always art. What I like so much about Sound Art, that you could just pair it and play.
Ansia, your art never sounded so good.